What's going on, Bills Mafia? I'm your boy TG, my boy Nature Boy. Welcome back to Top Billing. But before we get started, man, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, click that little notification bell, just to let you know we got another show. All right, man. Getting down to the nitty gritty today. We definitely let the dust settle, with emotions regarding to, the Diggs trade out of Buffalo.
The ordeal.
So it was definitely a lot of mixed emotions, a lot of logic behind it as well. So tell me your first initial reaction to the trade.
My initial reaction was I was completely stunned. It came so far to left field on me, man. Like, I believe you might have texted to no. Did you? No, yeah. You did. Yeah, you texted to me, and I was also looking at Rico as well. And around the time you texted to me was around the time he was getting it coming through the text.
Yeah.
And so it was almost like, hold on, like, wow. I know he had a little reply to a tweet that RG3 had made, and of course, anything he puts on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, it's gonna cause a major uproar. He could just put a question mark on Twitter, and it's gonna have everybody in Bills Mafia losing their mind. What's that question mark mean? He put a question mark on X. Oh, he didn't. He wants out. He wants to be traded. It's just so. I didn't necessarily think much of the tweet outside of Diggs being Diggs, but the next day to be traded, and then for what he was traded for, I was utterly shocked. I couldn't believe that we would give up draft picks while waiting to receive a draft pick the next draft, and also have to come up 31 million on dead cap. Is just unbelievable to me. It's almost asinine because it don't make sense from a business standpoint or in a sense logically. So the only thing I could come with is they wanted his ass gone. He had to go. If you gonna pay somebody that kind of money to not be around, that bridge is burned, my boy. Ain't no coming back from that.
Russell Wilson. I mean,
but the thing is,
I'll pay you somebody else.
Right. But the thing is, Russ didn't burn that bridge.
Nah, he didn't.
His was more of a situation of this coach didn't bring me in, and he necessarily don't want me here. And with him calling the shots, he's gonna have you do anything to get Russ out that building, and so be it, because Sean Payton has credibility. There ain't many coaches that's gonna be able to come in and ship off a $250 million quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you got to have some kind of pool,
Yeah.
But I was shocked, not disappointed though. I was not disappointed because I also felt like in a move like this, Josh Allen had to sign off on.
Mm-hmm.
And if JA-17 signs off on something like that, I'm gonna ride with him. I'm gonna ride with him.
Yeah.
So and that don't exclude Josh Allen from any fault of whatever over the years during the time of the time that him and Diggs was together. He had some fault in some of the performances that went on. There was so many times that on the must-have make a play moments where they would miss each other by like a fingernail. And we had many of those moments. And I believe that Diggs probably got tired of the inconsistency. I believe when you somebody that go as hard as Diggs and was consistent as he was over this 4 years, maybe not down the stretch of this last season, but we could trust Diggs in big time situations. If that ball hit his hands, he was gonna catch it. He was gonna come down with it, And he puts in work in the off season to where we don't hear nothing about Josh Allen. He just vacationing and doing whatever. But like I say, JA-17 is Bills Mafia, and if he signed off on it, I'm all right with it. Yeah, I'm all right with it.
My initial reaction was, I was shocked, but I was like, and this is before me even knowing like the tweets, or whatever the tweet about the RG3 situation. I just knew when I heard the trade package, I was a little thrown off because you told me, you was like, nah, we gave up those picks just to send him away, and I thought we got those picks.
Right,
But
you thought we got all three.
yeah, I thought we was like, okay, that's good. But then when I read it again, I was like, after you mentioned it, I was like, okay. Then I started thinking again. I was like, yo, so we just gave him away,
Right.
that. So I initially started thinking about the AB situation. You know what I'm saying? After finding out that RG3 made a comment and, Dick replied, and then the fact that we shipped them away and we pretty much paid them to take them.
Yeah.
So, this the history from Brandon Beane, man. Brandon Beane don't play that mess, man. Like,
he don't.
He's I love it. But the thing is, I love that mindset. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we always talk about relationships. I am not going to keep you if you don't want to be kept.
Exactly.
Now, in this situation, it was intriguing because Diggs was the most beautiful thing that we've ever seen, and we try to make that in our instance woman happy. You know what I'm saying? We did everything we do, try to please this woman, try to appease her because she's the best thing that we've seen physically and dealt with. Period. But when the relationship started to sour, you see in like any other relationship, people start acting certain type of ways, and trying to find their different out of the relationship. And in this instance, Diggs, after that whole, I say, situation on the sideline during the Bengals in the playoffs, going to the off season and then coming back, and then whatever issue that they had when he came back for, I think it's mandatory minicamp, it just wasn't the same. You know what I'm saying? No matter how much patty cake they were trying to play with their handshakes, it just didn't seem genuine, didn't seem the same. So, his brother, pretty much told the world, Stephen A. pretty much told the world. And, it was just the fact that he truly wasn't happy in Buffalo for whatever reason.
Right.
So, when I heard the news, it was just like, okay, we in complete, I ain't gonna say complete rebuild mode, but to me, it was exciting because it was like, all right, I ain't tripping because I know what Joe Brady can bring with his offense. Now, the ability, even that stretch, like I told you before, we proved that we can win without Diggs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we have playmakers. We brought in some playmakers. We're still going to bring in some playmakers. I hope we draft that young kid out of Georgia, Lad McConkey. Just need to put pieces across the board to where they can play mixed match. Because Diggs, for the majority of the time, he's going to be on the boundary. You know what I'm saying? But in this offensive scheme, is we're able to put pieces across the line, to make sure we put a lot more stress on the defense. And so, from that aspect, I was excited about it. I thank Diggs for all the stuff that he's done, all the production he brought. Over 100 catches, and he had 2 All-Pros, 4 Pro Bowls. He had even his worst season last year was better than his best season in Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? So, well, we thank him for all his production, but at the end of the day, I'm excited to see the dynamic of our offense, with different pieces. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Oh, and the situation is almost like Tyreek Hill. You know, they took Tyreek away from Mahomes, and Mahomes was able to step up and prove that
Right.
he can do. So, you know,
Yeah.
this JA 17's turn, man. Like it's your team now. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Before it was like Diggs 1A and Josh 1B, but
In a
on
sense, yeah, in
yeah,
a sense it was.
yeah,
But yeah, I feel you on that. He did what he supposed to do. You look at the numbers and you can say that it shouldn't have been an issue on the field. So it had to been a personal relationship that ended, somewhat like say maybe after the Cincinnati game, maybe during that season sometime. But it just wasn't the same after then, man. Between
yeah,
them two, it
yeah,
wasn't genuine. You can tell they probably don't say a word to each other in the locker room or outside of that building. Uh, I bet the get-togethers that Josh have at his house watching Monday night football, Thursday night football with the boys. I bet Diggs wasn't there.
yeah.
So yeah, it's just and even amongst the team, when Rasul Douglas got traded to us, the Packer community and a lot of the Packer teammates, man, they sent their best wishes. They sent their, hey, we losing a good one, da 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 da. Diggs get traded, and you almost hear crickets from Bills, from Buffalo Bills players, and it's not the same like you losing something that you really really love. You know what I'm saying? Or you losing somebody that's just really close to you, and they're being taken away against their wishes, and
Well,
against yours.
that's a really good point because I've heard different takes about that. But like you said, it was it's not too much emotion about around the trade. It was almost like good. I mean, I ain't gonna say good riddance, but like you said, it was really no emotion around the players itself. I mean, Bills Mafia
Right?
for the most part was like good riddance. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
because and it wasn't Stefon the player. I mean, you got to think about it, dog. Um, Steph last year, he didn't come to any, voluntary meet, workouts or anything. He's out doing his own thing, which is cool, which is cool.
Right.
But for me, I'm like, you know, there was a lot of players there who want to win. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mm-hmm.
football season, starts in minicamp, OTAs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Be able to get some kind of familiarity, with your teammates, your new coaches and stuff like that. And,
Mm-hmm.
the fact that it's like, you came at the very last minute, come in, do your thing, and then peace out, and then so how are you trying to build that rapport?
Right.
Even though most of the players are already there, you know what I'm saying, but the fact that yeah, you got your stuff going on, you know what I'm saying, but at the end of the day, you control your schedule, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
But even outside of that, it's the fact that we don't know what's going on in the locker rooms and things like that, but you know you just seen, like you said, like the offense was dead, man. Like it was no
Yeah.
life in that offense until Brady took over the offense, and then once he took over the offense, he didn't feed Diggs like Dorsey did.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So when
The
he took
offense
that
was set up. The offense was set up around that at all. It
at
wasn't
all,
set up around. It wasn't set up around no one receiver or playmaker at all.
right?
Everybody could get their heads involved in this. Everybody could put their heads in the pot.
Yeah,
And it benefited us. It took
yeah,
a lot of the pressure off of Josh, and that's what needed to be done.
yeah.
That's what has needed to be done. The past few years.
Hmm.
It's so much on Josh Allen to perform at a high level in order for us to win. And we seen down the stretch of the last 6, 7 games that Josh Allen wasn't throwing for 350, 4 touchdowns, rushing for 70, giving us another touchdown on the ground. He wasn't having that. He wasn't having those type of performances, in order for us to get those wins. And the one really pretty dominant performance that he had against the Eagles, we ended up losing that game, So it proved that it don't all have to be around Josh. He can play within a system. See, our system was Josh. There was no system. I told you for years, we get out there and we run routes with no concept. You just got people out there doing whatever. They're reading the defense and they're trying to work off what they. No, you don't. That ain't how you dictate offense. That ain't how you put pressure on defenses. It's not.
Right.
You have to have some resemblance of a run game. I don't care if you're the Chiefs. I don't care if you was the run and shoot Houston Oilers from back in the day, where it was always 4 wide. Terry Rozier ran that rock. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They had consistent 1,000-yard rushes, because you have to have a run element regardless what type of offense you running. And Joe Brady understands that this offense will be retooled to fit that. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So don't be surprised next year if we don't have a receiver to break 1,000 yards and Kincaid is that guy, or we have 4 receivers with over 700 or 800 yards. Don't be surprised.
Yeah.
But it's gonna look vastly different. I'm excited for it. I feel like the 2 complimentary receivers that we brought in free agency this year are worlds better than the 2 we brought in last year in Sherfield and Hardy. Mac Hollins and Samuels are head over heels better than them 2 in my eyes,
Yeah.
And I am, man. I'm excited. I'm pumped up. I'm not really just disappointed and heartbroken like that, because when you're not happy, regardless what the numbers look like and stuff like that, man, it's just not gonna work out. It's not gonna mesh. Everybody need to be on the same page.
Everybody.
Yep.
And it wasn't working. So 4 years of it. Like I said, you got individual accolades, but at the end of the day, is that we only had 1 AFC appearance and we got pretty much beat up in there. So yeah, so I mean, why not? Why not? Even though we going to get 31 mil against cap and we only received a 2nd round pick, I was more excited, to your point, the fact that we're going to retool this offense. What I'm saying? We're going to have a more balanced approach. You're really going to see the emergence of Khalil Shakir, in this offense. And the fact that, we can be able to utilize our playmakers more, more of a systematic type of offense instead of, let's play backyard football and watch Gabe Davis,
draw some plays in the dirt,
make ballerina catches on the sideline. Nah, it's going to be routes with concepts. It's going to be timing. It's going to be running the football. It's going to be probably the best offense. I'm just assuming the best offense that Sean McDermott experienced, only from a systematic approach of running the ball, throwing the ball, and running the routes with concepts. Now, Brian Daboll probably had, developed Josh Allen, as far as his arm talent and be able to, do the air raid attack. But a complete offense, this would probably be the best offense that Sean McDermott experienced his time as a head coach. So,
yeah,
I ain't messed up with it, man. Like I said, man, shout out to Diggs. He gonna probably put up 1,500 in Houston or whatever. If he does, man, God bless him. What I'm saying? We appreciate you, and we pretty much, boosted your career too. 2-time All-Pro, 4-time Pro Bowler.
Yeah, honestly, the best offensive player that I've seen in Bills history.
Yeah,
outside of Thurman Thomas, big dog.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's saying a lot because I love Andre Reed. I love watching Shady. I love watching Stevie Johnson. Sammy had his moments, but Diggs, he was a whole different beast than, for what even T.O., but he was a whole different beast for what we ever seen in Bills Mafia history. He had the best run of any offensive player in Bills history.
Yeah.
Outside of JA-17, of course. But yeah, he the 4 years, 100 catch seasons in a row. That's saying a lot, man. That's hard to do.
Hard to do.
Yep.
So he'll be missed. A lot of people, he'll be forgotten, but he won't be forgotten by us. I appreciate it. But at the end of the day, it was just time to go. So, all right, brother, we're gonna wrap it up on that. Our next show, we're gonna talk about our wideouts. What are the possibilities of us getting I ain't gonna say wideout number one, but a very impactful receiver that'll help make our offense more explosive and help us make our offense more diverse. So
because I truly I want to get that I truly believe we don't need a true double one.
Nah, we don't need a true.
Kansas City's true double one last year.
Besides Rice,
who's
yards.
Right. If you want to say Rice, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was being utilized the most because he was the most consistent. But would you consider him a true one on any team?
No.
That's what I'm saying. What about Baltimore? Who's they true one?
They didn't have a true one. The most consistent one was their rookie.
Yeah. But hey, both of those teams' best option is their tight end, Andrews, Kelsey. You can win without a true one.
Yeah, you can, man. So, but all right, my man. Good talking to the Little Dig situation. And like I say, man, we're gonna catch up on the next show. Really breaking down the receivers and who we would like to get, and hopefully we plan to get. So, I'm your boy TG. Before I forget, make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe, and click that notification bell and let you know we got another show.
Yes, sir.
So, I'm your boy TG. This is my boy Nature Boy. Top billing. We out of here.
Holla.